the pub, grab a drink, and shut the door! Step inside, take a seat, yeah, you made it through the door. Welcome to the pub, hear the crowd begin to roar. Laughter loud, drinks are strong, and the takes are bold. Pull up close, you're just in time for the stories to unfold. Raise it up, take a sip, let the chaos begin. You're in the pub now, time to dive right in. Oh, welcome to the pub tonight, where the stories get twisted and the jokes take flight. From the courtroom drama to the YouTube fights, we're breaking it down till it all feels right. Oh, don't blink, don't miss the show. Grab a drink, find a seat, let the good times flow. If it's wild, if it's weird, yeah, you already know. Doc's calling it out, let's go, let's go. Got the panel lit up and the chat on fire. Step up to the bar, takes a climbing higher. From the trolls to the tales that don't quite add up. Better bring receipts or get laughed out the pub. Spit it, flip it, truth gets tested. Half these stories highly questionable. Laugh it off or take a stand. Either way, welcome to the land. Oh, welcome to the pub tonight, where the truth gets sharpened in the spotlight bright. Every rumor, every claim, every online fight, we're tearing it down with a grin and a bite. One more round, here we go. Raise your glass, let the whole world know. Kick it off, turn it up, steal the show. Now, let's get to the story. Duck, 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 duck.
And hey, how's everyone doing? Welcome to Drinks with Doc on the Doc Lanew Storytime channel. Wow, we got a good story today. It's Memorial Day, and this is a day we remember our fallen heroes. And today I thought let's remember a soldier who is credited by officially of saving 75 lives in a combat situation, and we'll go into that. This is one of those stories that it's hard to believe that it is true, but it is true. And I am talking about Desmond Doss. He served as a medic in the United States Army, and let's just get to the story. Let's go to the story. And Mr. Thomas, I did reply to your email. Hey Wiggles and hey Giggles and Dub and Janet in the house. Who else do we have in here? Yes, that was a great movie. That's very true. And Dub's here, and we just got a lot of people coming in, and they're still trickling in. So awesome. So we are taking a break from the chaos, from the Timu Jerry Springer stuff that I've been doing lately, and getting back to my roots, and that is storytelling. And tonight I want to focus on a true story of a hero. This is a man who went into one of the bloodiest battles of the war, and war being World War II, without a rifle, without a pistol, without even carrying a knife. All he had was a medical bag and his faith. Tonight's story is about Desmond Doss, the combat medic who refused to carry a firearm, yet became one of the greatest heroes of the war. We'll talk about his religious beliefs, why soldiers hated him at first, how the army tried to get rid of him, and the insanity of Hacksaw Ridge. So let's sit back, buckle up, and let's get started. Uh, so who was Desmond Doss? He was born in Virginia in 1919 into a family, very religious family. They were a member of the Seventh Day Adventist church, and they did take their beliefs very, very serious. And one of their key beliefs was they followed very, very strictly was the commandment, "Thou shalt not kill." Now, many uh, preachers, I remember hearing my preacher back when I was a child that said that the Bible should have said, "Thou shalt not commit murder," because there are times that killing might be justified, self-defense, war, that kind of thing. They this particular church said, "Thou shalt not kill," and they believed in you should not kill for any reason. So for Doss, this was not just symbolic. It was he took it very literally, and he wanted to follow that. He believed it. He believed by carrying a weapon and taking a life is violated his faith. America entered World War II after Pearl Harbor, and while millions were volunteering on being drafted, Doss volunteered with one major difference: he would not carry a gun. He wanted to serve as a medic instead. So to kind of sum this up, if you're going to serve as a medic in a combat line, you normally carry a pistol, and that's it. He didn't even want to carry a pistol. He just wanted to carry his bag, his medical bag, and go into combat. Go into combat unarmed. Now, how would nowadays we do have what we call a conscientious objector, and the Army does well. Not just the Army, all the military asks that question: "Are you a conscious objector?" And if you answer yes to that, they will not allow you to enlist or be part of the military, because let's face it, what the goal of the military is to win wars. Hey, Manny, I see that you're in the vertical chat. If you go into the other chat, there's more people in there you can interact with. It's just letting you know. Well, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. All right. So if you, like I said, if you say you are a conscious of objector, you would be you would not be allowed to go in the military nowadays. And then ultimately, the goal of the military is to win wars, and that is their ultimately their real mission. Anything and everything else is just gravy. So in 1945, American forces. Excuse me, I'm jumping a little section. So the Army was not thrilled with this situation. His fellow soldiers mocked him relentlessly. Some called him a coward. Others said they would never trust him in battle. Officers tried to pressure him into leaving the Army. At one point, they even attempted to classify him as a mentally unfit. But Doss refused to quit. Eventually, the Army allowed him to serve as a combat medic without carrying a weapon, which meant he was heading into combat completely defenseless. Now, I don't know about you guys. I would not call that a coward. The dude was ready to go into a combat zone to save lives. He's being shot at like everyone else, but he's not shooting it back. He's not fighting. He is trying to save lives. That, in my mind, took a lot of courage. Very, very much so. So when we see this type of scenario, it's just kind of hard to understand. I guess I guess his fellow soldiers did not understand his beliefs. He is brave enough to go into the combat zone. He just did not want to violate his beliefs. And this is Yes, Dub is so correct. He did not run away from danger. In fact, he probably ran in head first. Uh, he would be that guy today's standards. If there's a building on fire, he would be the firefighter running in. Uh, if there was shooting, oh, Lord forbid, a shooting going on, he would be the person running in to try to get to anyone that was hurt. That was the kind of guy he is. So, in 1945, American forces invaded Okinawa. One of the key battle areas was called, pardon me if I mess this up, Maida Encampment, also nicknamed Hacksaw Ridge. And let me just kind of show you Maida Encampment a little bit on the map. You know what? There is his picture while he was in combat. Well, let me show you Maida Encampment as well. And where's that? I cannot show that image. Hang on one second. Well, that's why I can't show that. Let me put it over here. Let me put it this way. I like to give a good representation of what we're looking at. So give me 1 second. Put that map where you can see it better. All right, well, can't show that one well, but I can show this one. All right. So here's the Okinawa map right here. And this is kind of terrain they were looking at. How this is southernmost of the Okinawa island. Remember, this is not the main Japan island, but this is the Okinawa island itself. Trying to see if I can. And it looks, and this is where, if we can see this right here. Zoom in a little bit more. Right here, I think it was where the this little area on the left hand side. Yeah, you see it. Where's where Hacksaw Ridge was, and kind of give what they had to do. They had to basically climb this ridge underneath intense machine gun fire to get up there and fight. So in 1945, they invaded in Okinawa, attacking Hacksaw Ridge. American soldiers had to climb a steep cliff using cargo nets while Japanese forces waited at the top. The battlefield was pure chaos. Machine guns, mortars, artillery, mud, explosions everywhere. During one assault, American forces was pushed back off the ridge, but Desmond Doss stayed behind. He was alone, no weapons, no protection. Now, I want everyone to kind of understand one of the things that we saw that's going on during this time period was that during this, Japan did not take any POWs at this time. In fact, being taken POW by Japanese forces may not end well for you. There are stories of some prison guards practicing cannibalism with American POWs. Former President George Bush, who was a pilot during World War II, was shot down, and the one reason he was not captured by one of these POW camps that practiced that had that practice was because he kept his plane going as far as he could to get him closer to the fleet, closer to the rescue, and they were able to get to him and get him to safety. This is just kind of one of those little tidbit pieces of history that I find very, very interesting. So here's this medic running around in at night because and his only goal was to try to save lives. He spent hours rescuing wounded soldiers and lowering them down to the cliff one at a time using ropes. Each time he lowered a wounded soldier, he prayed, "Lord, help me get one more." The counts has been anywhere from 50 to 100 people he has rescued. The Army's official count said around 75 men were saved. Keep in mind that it was not just Americans that he was pulling down. He was also taking down wounded Japanese. During that same time, the Japanese was on the top end, and if they came across the Americans, they would just go ahead and execute them right there. So he was rescuing fellow Americans from a certain death, for certain. That was one of those things about this story that that really meant a lot to me. All right, so some irony about this. So the soldiers who once mocked Desmond eventually trust him more than anyone else. Some reporter refused to attack unless Doss prayed first. They really believed in him, and they wanted him to pray before they go back into combat. The man they called a coward became one of the bravest men of the battlefield, and he was one of the bravest men in the battlefield. He went in without any kind of protection, and all he was trying to do was save lives. Not because he killed the enemies, but because he refused to abandon wounded soldiers in the middle of the war. This is one of those things that really just kind of grabs at you. His willingness to go into this combat zone without any kind of firearms, without any kind of protection, risk his life to rescue as many people as he could. Dub, you are absolutely right about that. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to highlight your comment. There we go. You're absolutely right. That was his faith, and yes, his faith was very strong. Very, very strong. And I see we have someone else in the vertical chat. I'm sorry. Welcome to the chat. I'm just letting you know that you're in the vertical chat, which usually is not very well populated. So if you want to move over to the regular chat, the horizontal chat, there's more people there you can interact with. Okay. So this was a very, very, very interesting. But his actions earned him the Medal of Honor. So in 1945, he had to go to meet with President Truman, where he received the Medal of Honor. Truman reportedly told him, "I would rather have this medal than be a president." Years later, Doss' story became widely known through the film Hacksaw Ridge. The story remains one of the most extraordinary examples of courage, convictions, and sacrifice in American military history. Desmond Doss proved that courage does not always look the way people expect. Sometimes courage is charging into the with a rifle and without. And sometimes courage is walking into hell with nothing but faith and a medical bag. That's the story of Desmond Doss. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a thank you for putting that in the vertical chat so people could see. I think that's the link to the other chat with all the other folks. And yes, Janet, very true. Very true. He definitely stood up for what he believed in. In many cases during a draft process, if someone declares themselves as a conscientious objector and they can state a clear reason why, they would not be drafted. Desmond Doss was not the only person that came from a religion that would keep them out of the military. If believe it or not, General Eisenhower also came from a religion that was considered conscientious objectors, but he felt like his calling was to serve in the military. So that was kind of one of those ironies too. General Eisenhower almost didn't go to West Point because of that reason. Later President Eisenhower, of course. Thank you, Retired Crop. This is and like I said earlier, I want to get back into storytelling, but not as the big focus like I initially started. I think what I want to do is one night a week, maybe Monday nights or Tuesday nights. One episode, half an hour, maybe a fun story, maybe a story about the cryptids, like Bigfoot, skinwalkers, or stories like this, military stories that's very extraordinary, that were real, that truly happened, maybe stories that maybe we can relate to. Maybe fictional stories, maybe stories written by people that might be in the chat that would like it be read, and I'd like to do it real time, live, instead of doing videos. I used to. I find that this is a enjoyable way for me telling the stories, and maybe if I get a panel up, having some honest reactions and reading the chats as we're doing it. And yes, Sketchy Crown or MC Dilligaff, I like happy stories too. I do. I like stories that I can learn something from, whether about morality or about just kind of interesting facts, and yes, happy stories are good stories. Sometimes you got to have that scary story, like during Halloween. We might want to do a couple of Halloween stories during, well, of course, Memorial Day stories. I mean, July 4th. I'm probably going to do a story about Paul Revere. I think that'd probably be my game plan for July 4th week. Do a story about Paul Revere. Amazing considering medical bags at the time had bandages, tourniquets, sulfonamide powder, and IVs. If lucky, maybe morphine. Yeah, exactly. He didn't have that was all he had, and really all he was doing, he might patch him up just a hair, but all he was trying to do is get him back to the cliff, get him down that cliff, and get to the next one. He saved a lot of lives that night. As I said, if the Japanese found Americans, they would execute them. And at that point of war, they were on a retreat. They did not have room for wounded Americans. That's POWs. Thanksgiving story about Thomas the turkey and his many hens. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I've not really thought, other than the first Thanksgiving, I never really heard of too many Thanksgiving stories. But yeah, we can look into that. I would think with Halloween, one of the good stories might be the Salem witch trials would be a good Halloween story, I think. That, and for a lot of reasons, a lot of history in behind that, but yeah, but that would be a good time period to tell that story. Okay, Dove, all right. Mr. Thomas the Turkey. Yeah, I think that's what she was thinking. I'm surprised she didn't say Todd the Turkey and his hens. Oh, okay. You used to live by a memorial. Yeah, it's very solemn. It's very, very solemn to visit memorials, especially during the on Memorial Day or even Veterans Day. Very, very solemn days uh, to be able to do so. So, game plan this evening, of course, is send you guys over to Kill. I've already got that set up, and we'll be sending y'all over in a few minutes. But in the meantime, we can talk about some things. In fact, let's open the panel up to anyone, everyone. We can just talk a couple minutes if you want to jump up. I'm posting the link now in the chat. So you're more welcome to talk. Come up and talk. Say what you got, what's on your mind. Be respectful, of course. Hey, Magdy5. Yeah, Magdy5. Talking a little bit about Desmond Doss, who was served in as a medic in the Army. He was the guy that the movie Hacksaw Ridge. Oh gosh, I was thinking wrestling there. Hacksaw Ridge was about, which is a very, very good movie. It's a movie it's worthwhile to watch. Keep in mind, no matter how close to the truth the director might try to get the movie to, it's not always going to be the. It's not always going to be the most truthful to the story, to the history book story you can get. A lot of considerations that yes, I was getting ready to say that, Dove. I was getting ready to say Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That was getting ready to slip out of my mouth. He's on the verge. I'm like, oh, not trying to say that. But yes, no matter how close to the story that truth they're trying to get to the historical significance of the story, it's still never going to be 100%. And sometimes you get the fictional movies that are based upon the historical facts, so you get a little bit of the history behind it, but not 100%. Here's a good one. Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, the book, not the movie. Do not watch the movie. The movie was awful. Book though was much, much better. What's this book about? It's about Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States, who basically came across vampires and spent most of his adulthood until he went into politics fighting vampires. So it's the author of that novel did very, very good in tying historical facts and fiction together. So that's that's one of those novels that's okay. You can get some historical facts from. No, I didn't say the book was garbage. The movie was garbage. The movie was garbage. The book was really good. They stepped way too far from the novel. So the book was much better. It's kind of like Starship Troopers. If you ever read the book's really good. but the book and the movie were very, very different. I would say the movie was good too, uh, but but the movie and the book were very, very different from each other. From so, Friday Watch, I have pinned the link to the chat if you want to jump up for a couple minutes and just kind of talk about your video from earlier today. I did actually watch it and I enjoyed it. I thought you did a real good job. I'll be blunt. What Todd said about what Todd said about Rabbit. One thing I can say is I hope Rabbit goes after him in a civil matter, because that's going to end up being very, very costly for him. That was a nasty. That was so off the wall comment. That seriously, that was bad. That was not a good comment for Todd to say. So quick programming note. The next time I will go live will be Thursday night. And quite frankly, I was on panel with Secret Friday night, and there was a part where Todd says something that kind of caught my interest, and I thought, well, that would be a good little 30-minute stream. Just talk about what Todd said and just debunk his comment, and maybe talk about the implications of him even saying this comment. This is not the same comment that Friday Watch was talking about in his video earlier, but he made a comment about ticks and government conspiracies. So I thought I'll play that little segment of that, and then go with the why it's not a government conspiracy. Just because. Books and Doc could act them out. But well, Dove's trying now commit me to some things. Why are you trying to commit? Why are you trying to commit me to that, Dove? Oh no. Maybe a scene from a book, depending on the book. Oh my gosh. All right. No, I mean, no. Like I said, you guys got some sort of story, or you wanted me do a breakdown of something historical, we can talk about that. It's going to take me a little practice of getting better with talking about these folks. I had, wait, type in is hopped in, so let's pull them up. We do have only a couple minutes, so type in. What's going on, buddy?
Just a quick review of Finkel's video.
Okay, yeah, real quick.
You know that one with the AI nurse or AI ME?
Yeah.
Was there ever a disclaimer to say that was AI, or it never actually happened?
Well, he really. I went through that video a little bit on Saturday night, and we had to end the stream. End it before I could go through the whole darn thing. I'll be honest with you, it was driving me up the wall, but Finkel is describing things that he has really no knowledge of. And he's talking about North Carolina. He doesn't live in North Carolina. I've lived in North Carolina. I'm familiar with the geography of a lot of the areas he's describing. And it's not that far-fetched that your state medical examiner would be a couple hours away. It's not that uh, many years ago, I am aware of EMS personnel having to transport a corpse in South Carolina that's 3 or 4 to a hospital 3 or 4 hours away for an autopsy because
Yeah,
of the yeah.
but an ME wouldn't comment on YouTube or put out a
No,
video.
no, they wouldn't. These are government, yeah. That especially on something that's official government documents,
Yeah,
and that's yeah, and that's it's just where these guys come from with this stuff. At best, I mean, we had a jailer come in quite often. I think he felt like he had nothing, no other way of fighting the horrible stuff uh, that was being said about him by a person that was trespassed from his jail. And
Yeah.
I'm pointing this out because I want to make sure people. And that particular jailer had no choice. But no one's attacking the MEs. No one's not sitting there. They did it. The ME did a job. Did not know the victim, which is why I'll call her. She's still a victim, even though it's self-inflicted. They did not know anything about the husband. They did not know anything other than what the police provided, and the police was there.
Well, the thing is too, in the autopsy, it says how they did all the tests. They found no drugs, no alcohol, and they found gun residue on her hand.
Right.
From the pistol. Well, they would have done a residue test on Rabbit too. So,
Yes,
that was never. And there was no mention of that.
Right.
So, I mean, it would have been mentioned in the autopsy if there was gun residue on his hand.
And I will say this as well. Their reasons for sending it to the state coroner's office was because Rabbit made some confusing comments. And of course he would make confusing comments considering what was going on.
Yeah.
But the investigators were being thorough. And I'm thankful for that. And Type in, we are going to go ahead and wrap things up. Because getting ready to go live. It's going live now. I'm going to be hitting it in live again Thursday night. We'll talk about sex and government conspiracies, according to Todd. And until next time, guys, take care of yourself. Have a good night.
Night.
Finish your dram, mind yourself on the way out, and until next time, take care of yourself.
Well, the night's grown quiet, the story's all told. The fire's burning down to embers and gold. Your glass is near empty, your laughter still rings from the jokes and the truth and the wild little things. We sang for the fighters, we laughed at the fools. We bend just a bit, but we don't break the rules. From tall tales to truths that cut clean to the bone. You were never quite here, but never alone. So raise up your glass, let the good times stay close to the friends that you've made and the ones you need most. When the lights all go dim and the last call's in sight, we'll be waiting right here for another good night. take care of yourself. So raise up your glass, don't be facing the night with a heart that's too heavy or dimming your light. 'Cause the stories ain't over, they're just getting rest, and the next one might just be the borrow. Off with you now! Don't be strangers! We'll keep the fire warm! So raise up your glass, let the good times stay close to the friends that you've made and the ones you need most. When the lights all go dim and the last call's in sight, we'll be waiting right here for another night.
Big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.